All right, it's the next day, and we are now moving on to the other two albums, starting with HABIBTI. I have no fucking idea how to say that. I'm nervous about these other two albums because the reception for ICEMAN is mixed as is, okay? ICEMAN, as we can see here, has a 54 user score, okay? That's quite mixed, based on 8,000 ratings of 54. Maid of Honor and HABIBTI have a 24 and a 28 out of 100, also based on 4,000 and 5,000 ratings. These albums are about to suck donkey penis. These albums are going to be shit in the form of music. We soldier through nonetheless. Track 1, Rusty intro.
To all the sweethearts and the dates I've had, I wonder what.
First it was the Strokes doing dog shit auto-tune. Now we got Drake doing dog shit auto-tune. This is the year of dog shit auto-tune, ladies and gentlemen.
Tell the bartender, fuck it, give me everything you have. I'm on an orange full moon right now, so I don't wanna nap.
YouTube poop ass song, genuinely. That was fucking terrible. I'm feeling like a low 1 on that intro. Horrible auto-tune, goofy ass acoustic guitar instrumental over that shit. The random just sound effects being thrown in to try and make it sound more hype. Yeah, it's about as bad as I was expecting the intro to this album to be. WNBA up next.
We got so much motion. I'm taking shit from motion sickness, asking what we are, cause we never laid out no conditions. Somebody's
feminist anthem.
Yeah. I'm coming your way, I'm right in your face with something to say. I can split the fillet and shot in a nay. Okay.
Good to know that the other albums are going to have weak-ass instrumentals as well. Good to know. Good to know. This is, yeah, soulless. This is actually fucking soulless. Should have thrown in the AI Iceman song, would have gotten better ratings. What the fuck is this? You know, chat, I woke up like pretty late today. I woke up at like 11 o'clock, and then I just kind of chilled because I stayed at Caleb's last night. He wasn't feeling the best, so I stayed with him, and I was, you know, looking after him, making sure he's all right. I woke up at like 11 a.m. We just kind of chilled for a bit. He went off to deliver a package that he needed to deliver. And then do you know what we did? We watched 28 Years Later and had a massive fucking plate of watermelon. I got to consume some actually like expressionistic and legitimately forward-thinking art this morning, and now I'm listening to this. Now I'm listening to some shit that sounds like it's stuck 10 years ago, and Drake is unable to explore this feeling of missing someone, exploring this feeling of longing. He's unable to explore that with any depth or in a way that actually feels like it's connecting to the listener. This is fucking trash. I'm feeling a solid 2 on this second track here. That was about as flat and soulless as it possibly gets. Slap the City.
Your waist so nice to grip, didn't cost a grip. Natural on the hips, waiting for a hint. Stare into your eyes, lost in abyss.
Okay. Most Arabic album that dropped this month. Yeah, I'd like this more if Drake didn't sound like he was on 15 Xanax. Yeah. This actually sounds decent. Ken Dresser is the feature here. This feature is very awkward over this instrumental. I don't feel like she's matching Drake's energy on this track all that much. I'm going to give this song the benefit of the doubt of being probably the strongest across the two albums that we've had so far, though this instrumental is actually really sweet. There's something that's kind of trippy and dreamlike about this instrumental here. I think that Drake is actually matching the energy of the beat that he's been presented really well. This feature's not great. The writing is still a little flat, but I am enjoying this song a lot more than the vast majority of the others.
Yeah. You treat class of a Jew like it's apple juice. You say smoking weed good for you natural. Pulling out my record and tracking it.
What?
Practicing. Yeah, I did what I did and I done what I done, and girl, nothing's.
What the fuck? What the fuck are you on about? That's what. I don't think I've ever read a chat that stumped me quite as much as that. Jesus Christ. Genuinely most insane question. I'm gonna say no, don't worry. Holy step up, Jesus Christ. I mean, this song isn't great. Transition? No, kind of. The song isn't like great. I wouldn't even go as far as to say the song is particularly good, but it's a solid 5 for me. I actually think that this track goes a little bit, a decent bit above most of what we've been presented across the 2 albums that I've listened to so far, where it feels like Drake is actually existing within the same plane as the song that he is performing over. It feels like there is an actual understanding of how to make an atmosphere that's satisfying and easy to set into. I think that even the writing here, while still not great, while still a little flat, is better. It genuinely is ridiculous levels of better. I maybe do wish the feature fit a little bit better on this track. I do wish that this instrumental was maybe a little bit more dynamic. I do wish that when Drake came back in that second time, that he didn't go as off the beaten path as he did. But honestly, I can excuse most of that simply due to the fact that this is just such a massive step up from everything else. And honestly, I'm hoping that that's telling of a direction that this album is going to take. I really hope this isn't the outlier. Up next, we have Hurr Nor Thurrr. Oh, sorry, no, High Fives, then Hurr Nor Thurrr, sorry.
Fucking cooked.
Let me pick what hoes you gon' bring to the spot. 222 Juju is going Berkey on a car. Killer K know they tried to nail me to the cross. Only say I'm up and I could never take a loss. 1, arch your back, bitch. You know you a bad bitch. 2, let your pussy talk. I'ma do the ad-libs. 3.
Not the counting. Not the counting at the start of every bar. Ooh. Yeah. We are back down into shit city, ladies and gentlemen. We have just gone back down into the fucking trenches after that one glimmer of hope. The light at the end of the tunnel was a fucking train, I guess.
Can I handle all that? Girl, I manage. Take me serious, don't ghost me, girl, don't vanish.
Okay. Whatever. Yo, you hear the production though? Yeah, the production fucking sucks. Yeah, this sounds, again, fucking shockingly amateurish, same as the last album. We are back down into dogshit territory. This was 4 minutes of just eyebrow-raise-worthy lines. Absolutely just fucking embarrassing performance from Drake, where he's doing this wimpy, nasally bullshit that makes him sound like he's got a fucking cold on the beat. Yeah, ridiculous stuff like the shit randomly slowing down at the end, the horrible little spurts of auto-tune throughout this track as well that just make this feel so inauthentic. Feeling a solid 1 on this. Hurr Nor Thurrr, featuring Sexy Red.
I mean like that, right there like that.
Big signs, wish I was able to read your mind.
Drake 39 talking about you and I are both in our prime.
I'm thinking about buying whatever you selling so you can get paid.
The Cash Crabs auto-tune.
Your BM ain't got no money on. Come get with a keeper. I tell him go deeper. Right there like that. Right there, yeah.
There is no emotion in this performance. I can legitimately only envision Sexy Red being completely blank-faced while performing this. Like, genuinely. I cannot envision anything besides just fucking lyric sheet in her hand, reading. I'm so overexposed right now. I'm white as fuck. There we go, that's a bit better. Still a little overexposed, but it's fine. What the fuck do I even say about that? That was like such a nothing burger of a song. That was about as weightless and as empty and vapid as a song could possibly get, I feel. I didn't pull anything from that. Random bullshit go, the album, yeah. Feeling a high 1. It was like such a... just a basic, very uninspired instrumental. Sexy Red providing a feature where it literally sounds like she's just reading off the page once, calling it a day, cashing her check. And Drake feeling like he couldn't give less of a shit about anything that's going on here. I've got nothing to say about this, man. This shit is just dull. It's about as dull as it could possibly get. I don't understand how anyone could even pull anything from this shit, man. He can't even go into any of these subjects with any sense of a want to actually unpack the feelings that he's feeling. He just wants to state that he is feeling them, essentially. Shit sucks. I'm spent. Up next. Sounds like he drugged her. Wait, maybe that would explain why Sexy Red sounded the way she did there. She was just out of her mind.
What if I go broke and I got no more rage to spend on you? Fuck on me and then
Actually a fucking Jake Paul level think piece, bro. Jake Paul being like, damn, what if I have no more fucking stacks of money to spend on my girl and she leaves me? Genuinely some shit I would expect to hear on an emotional Jake Paul track. I'm gonna spare you guys waiting for the song to finish to give my score. I'm feeling a flat 1 on this. This is the fucking most ugly song on this album so far. That Joe low shimmy feature, fuck me, that's some of the worst rap vocals I've heard in a while. That auto-tune was absolute trash. His performance sounded like he was intoxicated on an endless list of substances, and then Drake coming through with just the most truly, genuinely ugly performance I have heard from him in quite some time. Next track is called Classic. We're gonna let the instrumental play out. Gummy Bear might low-key be better. It has good production. Let's see if it truly is a classic.
Hey. I heard once, girl, you know what, never mind. I'm not here. Your man doesn't love you, so
Why does he feel the need to bastardize like this soulful R&B sound, man? Why? You know what we need on this soulful R&B track? We need endless layers of auto-tune. We need the loudest, most obnoxious kick ever. And we need the most tinny sounding hi-hats and the snappiest little snare. We need to absolutely take a steaming shit on our influences with this instrumental. This album is a 9/11 for Drake and for hip-hop / R&B culture.
All alone for the first time, baby. Is this your first time? To me, you're giving me all alone for the first time. All kinds of hints that you need some love, babe. That you won't give your love to me.
Nope. Solid 0. Wow. I don't think this could get any more tasteless than it is. I genuinely don't think this could get more tasteless than this. That is fucking shocking. I was wondering how it could possibly get worse than ICEMAN. This is how. Right here. This is how. This tasteless lack of self-awareness. Oh my fucking god, dude. I'm actually like starting to get angry at this shit now. Yeah, solid 0. Would I prefer it if it had a different singer? Maybe that would bring it up. I don't even know if that would fix it necessarily, because I still think that there's even like a lack of respect and taste in the instrumental. It's not just Drake. It's also the things that are going on behind Drake as well, you know? Gen 5.
yeah, how many nights can we get dressed up? Back and forth over some Italian wine. I'm treating you better than him, cause you do not come home with no black and high. Apologize.
Are you just gonna do this same melody the whole way through?
I could be wrong.
Like this same fucking inflection, this same flow? Yeah, I'm genuinely feeling a high 0 on that. That was... yeah, uninspired is like a generous word for this shit. That was just Drake with the same fucking inflection, flow, doing mostly the same melody throughout the entire track. And the instrumental was slow, it was tedious, it overstayed its welcome by at least half the track's runtime. That was just fucking abysmal. Genuinely, I pulled not a single positive out of that. This or LMFAO? Yeah, LMFAO is at least fun to listen to. Thank you for the super chat, Morbid Seahorse.
Hey, call me back where you been. Say you're coming back from the dead.
This album sounds like the B-sides. Yeah. Yeah. What? Sounds like he got inspired by Vulture's era Kanye West.
Las Vegas time zone.
He's just saying shit, man. Like, there's nothing of substance here. There's nothing to pull out of this track. He's just saying shit. He wants to have like a moody, low-key, atmospheric project, and he doesn't put in the effort to actually like understand what makes a moody, low-key project work.
Spearmint rhinos, I feel a climb away from me.
This or you're welcome? It's a genuinely tough question. Like, dead ass a tough question. Well, that's it? You put a fucking 5-minute song on this album, and this is what you have to offer? This album's a fucking embarrassment. Like, this album is an embarrassment. That's a flat fucking goose egg 0. Like, genuinely. Drake has the goal to put a 5-minute track on this album, and that is what he offers you. Nothing. Genuinely, some of the most elementary and rudimentary rhyming, a lack of any sense of progression, a lack of any sense of care being put into this track at all. It feels like it's entirely banking on an aesthetic. 100%, all of the stock is going into the listener just blindly buying the aesthetic. There is no sense of actual artistry. There's no sense of actual care. There's no emotion to be pulled out of this. This is Drake hoping to God that you will just buy into the aesthetic that's being presented. And I don't. At all. One bit. Because again, he doesn't understand what makes this sound work. He doesn't put any effort into understanding what makes the sound work at all. It's just like, oh, if I make something slow, if I make something that's semi-moody, if I make something where I provide some vaguely mystical and emotional lyricism, people will surely buy into the fact that this must be a sad song, right? No. Just no. I legitimately cannot believe how bad this is. This is making ICEMAN look like To Pimp a Butterfly so far. This is, yikes. Fortworth up next, featuring Party Next Door. Oh my god, guys, it's Captain by Ween.
I'm getting booked in Little Rock, Arkansas. Don't let your friends turn you against me and convince you that that bitch got nerves on her. That bitch got curves on her.
This is dead ass, like, this is parody level at this point. This is fucking parody level. We go from this very emotionally open section with Drake there, where he definitely isn't just trying to make something that sounds relatable at all. No. And then we go into this fucking Party Next Door feature. This is parody level. This genuinely sounds like parody.
The long distance starts to feel like I'm dissing you. It meant the world to me.
Human music, yes. I thought the previous song was the worst this shit was gonna get. Nope. Another flat 0. Back-to-back flat 0s. Yeah, that was, that felt like parody. I genuinely, someone could, like, upload this shit, and it would say, like, emotional Drake song parody or some shit like that. I would believe it. The fact that it goes through this just fake, vain, absolute bullshit excuse of an emotional section of Drake talking about, like, oh, like, I swear all of the times that we had together, I meant it. I actually meant what I said. It's, like, just clearly so manufactured, and him trying his best to form some vague connection to the listener. And then it goes into the Party Next Door bit, where he just starts chatting shit. He just starts saying stuff, man. There's no rhyme or reason to anything that's being presented. He is just putting words into the song, and that's all he brings. It's actually, like, if I wasn't as angry at this album as I would have probably been pissing myself laughing at that shit. Final song, Prioritizing.
I feel like my phone knows we're talking. AI used to be some guy, we tried to be live. Ladies used to be.
I accidentally left the drum machine playing in the bathroom. Yeah. Did the man who invented college go to college? Fucking hell, guys, this is some real deep shit here, man. Drake's asking the real fucking questions here, guys.
How many matches can you consume in a day? Your engagement ring is diamond testing. Time to open both those eyelids. All these drinks.
404s and heart failures. Yeah, feeling another solid 0 on that. Solid 0. I don't understand how anybody can listen to this and pull anything out of it. This is so fake. It's so fake. Every single emotion here is manufactured. It's Drake making a shitty attempt to level with his listeners without actually knowing how to do so at all. Nothing that's being presented here feels real at all. Every single emotion, every single line, every beat throughout this album, emotional beat I mean, it's all fake. It's all for show. This is just a nasty, uninspired, genuinely tasteless album. One of the worst of the year. Legitimately. I think that this album goes above and beyond in showing Drake's inability to write music with any heart. It shows Drake's inability to explore different sounds with taste. It shows Drake's inability to even at the bare minimum be honest on a single track. I can't believe just how drab, dull, and legitimately vapid and empty this album is. The list of things I pulled from it go about as far as one of the songs were tolerable. And then besides that, it's just hollow. A husk of an album. 36 minutes of absolute bullshit that I'm sure Drake fans are eating up. I'm sure all of the stands on Twitter are eating this shit up. But yeah, this absolute bastardization of soulful R&B, trap-influenced R&B, I think it's horrid. It actually makes my fucking skin crawl thinking about how much Drake is just puppeting this genre for the sake of cheap aesthetics and making relatable music. I am feeling a 1.2 out of 10 on this album. I think that this is legitimately one of the most offensively horrible things I've listened to in quite some time, simply due to just the lack of respect for any of the things it's pulling from, due to the lack of an ability to be honest on a single song, and the fact that Drake shoves this down his fans' throats and just expects them to sit there and eat it up. This is just a lack of respect for his fans as well. The desperation play on ICEMAN was at least more interesting than the absolute just hollow husk of an artist that we see creating this album. It was fucking trash. That was actual fucking trash. One of the worst albums of the whole year. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. I cannot believe what I just listened to at all. All right, there we go. Last album of the 3, Maid of Honor. Fucking 45-minute project, 14 tracks. Let's go. Track 1, Hoe Phase.
What am I supposed to think about?
It's like that, it's like that, it's like that.
Where you keep biting your tongue. What's gonna be left for me when I want some?
No, not like that.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like that, like that. It's like that.
We're a minute and a half in and I already don't want to listen to this fucking album. Same bullshit as the other album we just listened to, man. It's just fake emotion. And then this time he's trying to go for, I guess, a bit of a house thing.
This ain't nothing like the old days. It's like that. It's like that. Yeah, you might be going through a little Hoe Phase. You gotta make that ass rotate. You wanna put that car in your own name.
More of the same, just with a different genre being added into the mix. High one. This is more of the exact same. Still the same fake bullshit emotions being presented. Still the same lack of understanding of what makes the style that he's borrowing from work. The cheapest piece of music to ever exist. It legitimately is so fucking cheap that, like, even just artistically, it's cheap as fuck. Feels like Drake just wanted to slap together 2 other albums to make it feel like a bigger event, as opposed to him actually having 3 albums worth of material. He barely had 1 album's worth of fucking material, dude. Road trips.
Somewhere out in Georgia, be on a trapping phone. Hey, whoa, hey, hey, whoa, hey, 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 hey.
Won't cry.
Whoa, 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 whoa. When you're next to me, it's ecstasy. Let's roll. Whoa, 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 whoa. Tell me when you're moving, is it?
No, won't cry. No, won't cry. Won't shed a tear. I said all year on my ass near. Okay.
Stunner Sandy is the one saying the won't cry bit.
I'm supposed to be the one whose heart is made of ice.
Vain attempts to connect the 3 albums as well.
Do you really wanna spend my money?
I'm going to speedrun my review within the final few seconds of this. I've got nothing to say about this song. It was legitimately another fucking nothing burger. This track is empty. It's vapid. There's some random bullshit features thrown in for tiny little bits of the song, so much so they weren't even listed as credits on this track. I'm feeling a flat 1 on this. Flat 1.
All of these OnlyFans models on the gram. If I slide in the DM and I try and just talk to you, then I would just be a fan. I feel so much emotion, and when I'm about to peak, I would prefer.
So now we're lying. Because this performance clearly states otherwise.
We could be outside tweaking. We could be outside tweaking. Fly stunner city to Ibiza. Fly stunner city to the Giza. Pyramids, Frank Ocean feature. X said he left. I'm a diva. We could be outside. We could be outside. We could be outside.
The least he could do is at least have some dynamic musical elements here, you know? Like, if you're going to have a big instrumental back half, at least have some not so stagnant drums. Make the backing vocals maybe not as obnoxious as they are. Have a sense of dynamics in the track. I would love this if it said Aphex Twin produced. True. That last song gets probably a high 0. Yeah, high 0. Yeah, I've never been so bored. I was literally fully spacing out at points during that last track. That's one of the most boring songs I've heard on camera in general. Cheetah Print.
First thing, can I get consent? I am a gentleman. I need a bad bitch to come take my innocence. Remind me that I'm him again and where I've been again.
Jeffree Star feature would have saved it. True. What? Hey, it doesn't get worse than that. This song's already a drop dead 0. We're less than halfway in, flat 0. It's not getting worse than that. It isn't. It just isn't. It genuinely can't. It's not getting worse than that. Surely, right? Wait till I hear the second half. It can't get worse than that. It can't.
Clap with no hands. Alright, we gon' start the basic step, ladies. To the left, to the right. Throw it back now, y'all. One chick this time. 2 chicks this time. Throw it down there, y'all. Now turn around. Pull up some notches. To the left. To the right. Take it back now, y'all.
Never mind. I'm glad I listened to this. This is amazing. This is
If you want to, send you a drum set.
yeah, Cheetah Print's a 0. Yeah, it's not getting worse than that. It's not. If there's a song on here that's worse than Cheetah Print, I think Drake may legitimately be digging himself down into, like, maybe worst artist ever territory. I cannot fucking believe that what we just listened to exists. That is insane that exists. Think about how much had to go into that song's creation. It had to be written, an instrumental had to be produced for it. Drake and Sexy Red both had to perform that shit in a booth for multiple takes. Then it had to be mixed. Then it had to be mastered. Then they had to decide where to put it on which album. And then it was still put out into the public. There are so many steps that went into that song being released, and it made it onto an album. Oh, next we have the song with Central C that I already know fucking sucks.
Does my hair look beautiful?
Good God, make me lift up your gown, but your face so sweet. Wanna spin you around. If I go link gang, I'll bring you around. If all the girls that's here for the shoot come put two hands on a DJ boot, then wind your waist on a real good youth.
Got your body is tea, it's pain, I'm sprung. Your backside weighing you down 1 ton. I got a chopstick for your 1 ton. You just hit jackpot.
Hey, all the girls that's here for the truth come put two hands on a DJ boot, then work, 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 work. Yeah, work, 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 work. Your last man broke your heart and it hurts.
The fucking Rihanna thing! Oh, the stream went down before they could hear the Rihanna thing. This album is so tough. Void Machine. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Drake doing a Central C impression on a song that also features Central C. Then a flat 2 on that track. Flat 2. The only reason it gets higher than any of the previous songs is because at least it's trying something. Amazing shape.
If you in here with your fucking friend, your cousin, your sister, your co-worker, bitch that you just met, look at that hoe right now and say, bitches.
Putting a bunch of bullshit on the beat. Drake finally doing a Flex Entertainment song. Yeah. What's the consensus? The consensus is that this shit is absolute AIDS.
Tears of joy are streaming out your eye. Y'all gotta get more than you're making a century.
Black Eyed Peas do more genuine reggaeton than this. Wow, that was a solid 0. Holy shit, that was one of the most intolerable 2 minutes I've ever sat through. Holy shit, dude, this album's just as bad as the other one. I didn't think it was gonna be like, I didn't think it could be as bad, but it dead ass is. It's just as bad as the last one. It's actually shocking. Like, I didn't think that this album could possibly... I thought that other album was as bad as it was going to get, right? I thought that this album was going to be like, 3 out of 10 territory, same as Iceman, but no, we're down in 1 out of 10 territory still. Fucking BBW up next.
I'm gonna rep every fucking hood. I'm about to rep every hood, so you just need to start shaking.
I swear no girl makes me feel like this. No girl makes me feel like this. My girl, you're so underappreciated. So much ass, you should be cremated.
So much ass, you should be cremated.
Breaking you down, girl, let me lead the way. Lift you up, spin you around.
Put your back in it. What you waiting for? Put your back in it.
Huh?
What you waiting for?
What's...
What you waiting for? Put your back in it. Put your back in it. What you waiting for? Put your back in it. Put your back in it. Put your back in it. What you waiting for? Put your back in it. What you waiting for? Put your back in it. What you waiting for? Put your back in it. What you waiting for?
Feeling like a high 0 to a flat 1 on that. That was, that was certainly a memorable track. Not for good reasons, but a memorable one at least. That, I can't believe that any of these songs made it onto this album. Yeah, Drake and his producers thought that this was fit to go out to the public. That song was more confusing than it was interesting. We'll put it that way. True Bestie.
And bitch,
Bring your best bitch out, she ain't on shit, cause my bitch bound to throw that ass. That's my little cute big booty bitch. I call her Mia, she a diva, and she love to talk her shit, hoe can't address it.
It's been black outside for a minute, but the sun is about to come up. You still can't sit on your butt. The club light showing your waist.
Where my bestie at? Bring your best bitch out, she ain't on shit, cause my bitch bound to throw that ass. That's my little cute big booty bitch. I call her and she love to talk her shit, hoe can't address it. If she let up, my bitch bound to throw a fit.
What, that's it? That's it? That's fucking it? Oh my god! Like, he doesn't even finish all of his ideas. The level of delusion this man must think his fans have to eat this shit up. Oh my fucking god. It's a club banger, not meant to be much. It still feels like too little to be a club banger, you know? It doesn't feel like there's enough movement to this track. It doesn't feel like there's enough energy behind this song. It doesn't feel like Drake has enough of a presence on this track to make it a club banger. I am fucking livid with this album so far, dude. Flat 1, I guess. Flat 1 felt like a transitional track in a DJ set, genuinely. That does not feel like a full, complete fucking song. Where's your stuff, Interlude?
These married bitches jealous. Your birthday. Where he took it for your birthday? Nowhere. Goodbye. Bunch of bitch plays.
Unironically, the most tolerable moment on the whole album. No rating on this, because it's an interlude.
Yeah. Are you grateful? You make me do things that jeopardize my pride. Wait. Since when? Wait. Broke up and bend. Wait. Started can't end. Yeah, ayo, no L, take out the baseline. Ayo, my girl, suck in your waistline. Suck in your waistline. Pull up on me like Libra. Wanna follow back a gal, Wanna follow back a gal, yeah, real bad beat, street sweeper.
What accent is he even trying here? All of them at once. Yeah, I've run out of shit to say. I genuinely, this is going to be my first ever I have nothing to say review of a song. Deadass. Just gonna slap it a solid 1 and move on, because I don't have anything to say about this. Q&A.
I have some questions for you and I need answers for me. Why are you kicking your feet up with niggas? Are you Michael Jordan? You had your way in the city this summer while I was touring. Have I always had this God complex? Why do you save all these shots to your screen? Are you a goalie? I got some questions for you and I need answers for them. I put some poles in the club that we own. I need dancers for them.
Yeah, song's so boring I started playing Daily Slop. Feeling a high 0 on that. That I legit got so genuinely uninterested that I was like, fuck it, I've got nothing to say about this. I'm just gonna play Wordle and Spottle. In a way, it's Tears for Fears. I was thinking the same, but I feel like they'd be listed as pop, wouldn't they? Nope, they're listed as rock. It's fucking okay, sure, whatever. Struck. Also, just Stuck, sorry, not Struck. Stuck by Limp Bizkit better.
Stuck like traffic, stuck. We're stuck. Stuck with you, I'm stuck. Baby, stick out your tongue. Swallow half of this whole one. Now we're stuck. Stuck. Stuck like traffic, stuck. We're stuck.
COVID ass music.
Now right here, y'all hoes start bopping.
I don't know, low 1. I'm clocked out of this shit at this point, dude. I'm like struggling to pay attention. I'm just letting these songs pass by. Anytime I do pay attention, I just get fucking annoyed.
I could be there for you if you wanted me to. 10 whole years, you waited
This The Weeknd? I don't even know what comparison I would make.
Please just don't settle for him, whatever you choose. Do it with you, come do my dance. Do it with you, come do my hey.
Like, this whole album is just blurred into one for me. Outside of the Cheetah track, this whole thing is just blurred into one for me. Feeling a flat 2 on that one. It's a 4.5 minute track that was in one ear and out the other. I hate this shit, dude. I hate this so much. Princess. The fuck is this?
First time I saw ya, you wouldn't give me time of day. Now that I know ya, I found my princess laying in the bathroom, she got too lit. Found my princess laying in the bathroom, she's off the shit.
MG Drake time. Welcome back, Rebirth.
And I work all week just to spend my stacks on the side. Hope you know. Say you love me right now. Never ask no questions. You my lover. I know how much you love your father. Shop until you drop in Bow Harbor. Faster and harder.
That's it. Hey, I hope Drake fans are happy, you know? I hope Drake fans are happy with this fucking release, because I'm certainly not. This album is, like, somehow worse than HABIBTI, however the fuck you say it. This album was somehow a little bit worse. It was, like, more boring, and it was more tasteless. And it felt like Drake, like, taking so many shitty house-isms and just doing them to death to the point where I started clocking out by the end. I genuinely, by the end of that album, I couldn't focus. I just fucking couldn't. I was struggling so hard. Like, Drake had less than an album's worth of material. He had less than an album's worth of material. And he stretched that shit across 3 fucking albums. It has Cheetah Print, though. I mean, that's one memorable moment. 1 out of, like, 2 or 3 memorable moments on the album, I suppose. Feeling a flat 1 on this album, ladies and gentlemen. Feeling a flat 1 on this album. Yeah, they got progressively worse as I listened. We started with a flat 3, then a low 1, and then a flat 1. Can't believe this shit, man. 3 albums of slop. 3 albums of absolute fucking slop. Drake just has just lost the fucking sauce, I guess. He's just lost it. Altogether. Not that he had much in his recent work anyway. The stuff I've heard from his more recent work has been absolute donkey penis, but like, I don't even know what to say about this shit, man. It's just fucking boring. Like, so boring to the point where I, like, at multiple points was considering in my mind actually just turning the shit off. Yeah, this is Drake's big comeback after the beef, guys. Drake came out on top, guys. Drake's going to have the biggest comeback, and Drake's going to end up winning, even though he can't put out anything that's worth even close to a lick of shit. Yeah. If I had to rank the albums, it would be last place, Maid of Honor, second place, HABIBTI, and first place, ICEMAN. Bear in mind, they are all 3 out of 10 and below. I think that this is one of the worst drops of the whole year. It's 2.5 hours of nothing burger music, and I think Drake fans should be outraged that this is what they get from their GOAT. I would rate the experience of all of these albums back to back to back to be somewhere in like the high 1 out of 10 range. I think that this is legitimately just absolutely fucking disgusting. And I think that Drake should be absolutely ashamed that this is the output that he is working with. Thank you all for watching this long-ass video in which I listened to all fucking 3 Drake albums. Let me know what you think of these albums down below. Did you like them more than me? What's your experience going into this? Are you a Drake fan? Are you not a Drake fan? Would you like to see me listen to Drake's earlier albums? Or something like that? I would maybe be down to do that at some point. Like and sub if you haven't. We are on our way to 5k. Links in the description to my Discord, my Album of the Year, my Twitter, my other channels, my Instagram. Check those all out if you haven't. And yeah, I will see you all whenever I next stream or upload. Bye-bye.